Okay, I'm going to go over the first progression of the deadlift. That is going to be an elevated kettlebell deadlift. So you're going to need a kettlebell and an elevated surface. I'm using a weight plate. So to start, you're going to stand directly over the kettlebell. You do not want it to be out in front of you. You want to be right over it. So you want to think if you look down, you don't want the kettlebell in front of your toes. You want them right over you. So just like the Romanian deadlift that we had a few weeks prior, you're going to think about pulling your lats down, tailbones tucked, and then we're pushing our hips back. We want to look kind of straight ahead. Our neck is an extension of our spine. And then bending your knees to grab the handle of the kettlebell. Then you're going to push through the floor, stand all the way up. Make sure those hips are right underneath you, ribs are down, and then again pushing your hips back. Bending your knees to touch the elevated surface, and then back up. The next progression of the elevated kettlebell deadlift is just a kettlebell deadlift from the floor. So this involves a little more range of motion. So if after you master the elevated, definitely start decreasing the elevation until eventually you get to the floor. So same movement, standing right over the kettlebell, lats down, pushing your hips back, bending your knees to grab onto the handle, standing straight up, hips back, tap, right back up. The deadlift can also be done with dumbbells as we are all working out from home. You may not have access to a hex bar or a barbell to progress to. So I'm going to show you actually with 2 kettlebells. This also can be done just like you would hold on to dumbbells. So for this, you're going to have the weight at your side. You're going to stand again, so it's going to be right in the middle of the dumbbells or kettlebells if you have them on the ground. Pulling your lats down, push your butt back, bend your knees to grab onto the handles, and then stand straight up. So again, you can hold on to dumbbells, pushing your hips back, touch, right back up. So with this, you want to keep the weight alongside your legs. That'll make sure that you're pushing your hips back or hinging at the hips in the deadlift. The next progression would be doing a deadlift with a hex bar or a trap bar deadlift. So with that, it's going to be similar to the dumbbell deadlift. You're going to stand directly in the middle of the hex bar, having your lats pull down. You're going to push your hips back, bend your knees to grab the handles, and then using your feet to push through the floor. Again, hands stay alongside those legs, tap, right back up.